If I could take you up in boom, 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 tell me I'm the only one that you know. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Top of it, the soldier calmly raised his musket and shot the bear between the eyes. The giant bear crashed to the ground. The soldier turned to the man with the green coat.
Brave enough for you.
The man with the green coat smiled again.
So, you've got courage. Are you brave enough to do this, then? For the next 7 years, you will be without a home. You must not wash, and you must neither shave nor cut your hair. You must not care for your appearance in any way. You will wear the skin of that bear as your cloak, and never during the 7 years may you take it off. In exchange for all this, I will give you as much money as you want for the rest of your life.
Yes?
Money isn't any use if you can't
Talk to anybody. Totally. The soldier looked at the man in the green coat, from his slick hair to his cloven hooves. And then the soldier said,
I know who you are.
Yes,
Good for you.
said the devil in his green coat.
One last condition. If you die before the 7 years are up, your soul is mine.
never trust. Don't trust the devil. You want to trust me. This sounds like in The Little Mermaid when Ursula is like, if the prince doesn't kiss you, your soul will die.
Very similar story. And you know what? Hans Christian Andersen, who wrote The Little Mermaid, loved Grimm's fairy tales. The soldier said,
You won't get my soul.
and the devil replied.
I usually get what I want.
The soldier hesitated, thought of his poverty and his lonely life. He thought of all the money he could ever want. He thought of eternal torment at the hands of the devil. He thought of not washing himself for 7 years. Would you do it? Would you take the deal?
Yeah.
You think it's worth the risk?
Yeah, I would love
You think it's not worth the risk?
to risk losing your soul just to get money.
At last, the soldier said.
I'll do it.
Are you kidding me?
The devil skinned the bear and laid a stinking hide over the soldier's head and shoulders. He told the soldier,
Reach into the bear's mouth, and you shall always have money.
and then he added,
See you in 7 years. Or sooner.
and then he disappeared. The soldier set out. The first year wasn't so bad. He had all the money he wanted, and while he was dirty and smelly, money goes a long way in making life easier. But by the second year, the soldier's fingernails had begun to look like claws. His hair and beard were so matted they had become like felt, and the stench of the rotting bearskin was sickening. Inns and taverns began to refuse to serve him. People would scream and run when they saw him on the road. He had all the money he could ask for, but fewer and fewer people would let him get close enough to use it. The soldier traveled, giving money to the poor when they let him get near them, sleeping in barns when someone would accept his money, and sleeping under his bearskin and the sky most nights. Pretty soon, he started to wish that he were dead. Okay, now what would you do if you were in the soldier position? You have the money you want, and you can't even use it.
I'd go into the forest and eat for days.
Ah, interesting. One day, the soldier came to an inn, where the innkeeper was kind enough to take a huge amount of money for a tiny room in the back. The soldier curled up in the bed and cursed his life. Just then, he heard the sound of a man sobbing. He listened for a while. Then he decided to follow the sound. He went into the hallway and listened again. The sound was coming from the room next door. The soldier pushed the door open to find an elderly man weeping and sobbing. When the elderly man looked up and saw the soldier, he screamed and tried to escape out the window. But the soldier spoke to him, and his voice was kind and human.
It's okay. I won't hurt you.
And the elderly man calmed down. The soldier asked why the elderly man was crying, and the elderly man explained that he had once been a successful man.
Money, you can stop crying right now. I've got all the money you could ever need.
He reached into the bear's mouth and pulled out enough money to live on for a year, and handed it to the elderly man. The man wept and kissed the soldier's filthy feet.
You are so kind and so generous.
He looked up,
Are you married?
and the soldier replied, "What do you think?"
No?
Right.
No, then please come home with me. I have 3 beautiful daughters. I'm sure they will jump at the chance to marry you.
Do you think they will jump the chance to marry the bearskin?
No.
Well, the soldier thought the old man was crazy. First of all, who would want to marry a complete stranger? And second of all, who would want to marry a complete stranger who looked and smelled like a rotting bearskin? But it was the first time anyone had invited him to their home in years. So he went. When they arrived at the house, the elderly man went in first to tell his daughters to prepare themselves. He warned them that the soldier looked a little, well, weird, and smelled just a little bit, but that he had saved their family from ruin and was kind and generous and rich. When the soldier was brought into the house, the 3 girls were waiting for him. The eldest daughter screamed, and then started throwing up on the floor, right in front of the soldier.
Revolting creature I've ever seen. I don't know what's uglier, the rotting bearskin on his back or his face.
He's saying that to his face?
Yes. The eldest daughter threw up again. But the youngest daughter spoke directly to the soldier.
You were very kind to have saved us. If your heart is as good as your deeds, I will be your wife. Though your appearance is strange and your odor is, well, shall we say, remarkable?
Had the soldier's face not been covered in fur and grime, they all would have seen the soldier light up with joy and gratitude. Well, the eldest daughter wouldn't have seen it because she was still crouched over her puddle of vomit. She started throwing up again. The soldier said,
"This is the first time I've felt hopeful in many, many years.
He took off a ring that he wore and broke it in half.
I must wander for 3 more years. If I don't return after that time, I'm dead and you will be free. But pray for me, and God willing, I will return."
And he gave her half of his ring.
Do you like to laugh? Who am I kidding? Who doesn't like to laugh? So, okay, if you love to laugh, you'll love Don't Break the Rules. It's a hilarious comedy improv podcast for the episode. And it gets even sillier when they accidentally break the rules. The stories are guided by suggestions from kids like you. And the episodes feature laughs, burps, and the occasional unicorn. So if you'd like to giggle and play along, be sure to listen to Don't Break the Rules wherever you listen to podcasts.
For 3 years, the youngest daughter did not know if the soldier was alive or dead. She prayed for him every day. When her sisters saw her praying, they laughed. The middle daughter said,
You're praying he'll get lost in a forest and never find his way back here, right? That's what I would pray for.
and the eldest daughter just made puking sounds. Would you all like to make a puking sound right now? Okay. Sorry, that was disgusting. Please never do that again. When it had been 3 years to the day, the youngest daughter went outside to wait for the soldier. He did not come. She waited for a long time. He did not come. The youngest daughter went back into the house, put on black, and began to mourn for the death of the soldier. For while he had been the most revolting creature she had ever seen, he had indeed seemed kind. Her two big sisters laughed with relief. The middle daughter said,
I was worried I'd have to live with that disgusting thing in the house. And I don't mean the bearskin.
The eldest daughter laughed too, and then she threw up on the floor. She had a problem. The soldier, yeah, she had a serious vomiting problem. She needs to see a doctor. The soldier was not dead, though. Rather, he was making his way back to the forest where he had met the devil. When he arrived, the devil was waiting for him, wearing the same green coat. When he saw the devil, the soldier smiled.
You said you always get what you want. Yet, here I am,
Nandito na tayo sa
7 years
bahay.
later, alive and well.
Pagod din. Uy, kahit sa
And the devil
labas na
grumbled.
nakaupo.
Well, I usually do.
The soldier looked positively monstrous after 7 years. His felt-like mat of hair was down to his knees. His nails practically reached the ground. His beard was full of putrid food, and the bearskin was a rotted, decomposing mess. The devil sighed and said,
I guess your soul is yours.
and the devil turned to go. But the soldier said,